Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Rory Roten. It's a pleasure to talk with you today. I want to cover a few things on what we can consider as options for vegetation control along our shorelines. The shoreline, or sometimes called the littoral area, ranges between 0 and 4 to 6 feet from your shoreline. Typically these areas are very shallow, ergo they are hot from the sun. They get a lot of nutrients from runoff. They also have just a lot of different biomass options in terms of emergent and submerged vegetation. So submerged vegetation that you might see might include milfoil, hydrilla, rushes, naiads, and various different sorts of bladderworts. Now the problem with these is obviously they're aesthetically unpleasing, so we would like to have those under control, but from a functionality, a more logistical stance, it's really important to control our vegetation, especially when our irrigation intakes are nearby. If vegetation gets into our irrigation intake, it can pose quite hazardous and dangerous situations that we want to avoid. So what we can do for these situations is consider using a product called Comine Crystal. This is a pelletized formulation of Comine where you can quite simply put it where the plants are growing, very fast acting, no irrigation restrictions whatsoever, and is very easy to apply. Simply hand cast it where your plants exist, walk away from it, and you're done. Now if you have shoreline emergent vegetation, these might include cattails, rushes, sedges, and willows. One of the best opportunities you've got for that, and often overlooked, is the use of clear casts. And especially in today, it's really important to understand that clear cast is one of only 3 products designated by the United States EPA as a reduced risk classification. And the other really big advantage of using clear cast for emergent vegetation is the fact that you don't have to go in and hand remove. Once you go in and apply, you get plant death, and the plants are naturally going to break down. Now that being said, clear cast alone can take upwards of 4 to 6 weeks to gain control. If you'd like to speed that up, I highly encourage you to consider adding a few ounces of Stingray into your mix as well. So to recap, for our vegetation on a shoreline situation, definitely want to take into consideration of using Comine Crystal, especially for submerged vegetation around your irrigation intake or amongst your littoral plantings. Also, you want to consider using clear cast for anything you want to control that's emergent, coming out of the water and growing. And then lastly, if you just want to speed the clear cast up, always consider Stingray as your option. And with that, I'm Dr. Rory Roten with CPRO Corporation. Thank you for your time.